having hobbies and as adults really just is beneficial for your mental health, your confidence, your priorities, time management. The older I get, the more I realize how important it is as adults to have hobbies. For me personally, I started going for walks in the mornings. I started playing outside, whether it was basketball, going to the golf range, and now I've introduced tennis into my routine. I think having hobbies is almost like a secret weapon to improving your mental health, or not so secret. But for me personally, I didn't have any hobbies. And I realized this when I sat down to make a list of things that I enjoy and I want to accomplish. Every year for the last couple of years, I break my life up into categories so I could stay focused. I'm a list person, and when it came down to personal, like me, and like things I'm interested in, I was only giving myself this much. So I made it a mission of mine to start doing more outside activities, playing basketball. I wanted to try tennis so bad, and I finally did that this year. Shout out to my friends. I love it with a passion. It's really improved my mental health significantly, but I think that's all a culmination of just introducing and weaving in activities that actually bring me true joy, and I love it. I'm not doing it to make it a job. I'm not doing it to make it a career or to monetize it. It's really just an activity for me to show up, be my best self, to be quiet, to be loud, to do whatever I feel like in those moments, and just be present for said thing. Someone that is naturally creative, I've realized I have so many interests that I just wasn't allowing to exist, you know? I started going to museums. I love to draw. I love to paint. You know, I found some old paintings that I did in high school. I'm like, oh, I used to do this. And art is subjective. So some may think, oh, this is basic, this is easy, I could do that. Okay, well, let me see you do it, right? Then last night I was on TikTok and I saw like the national puzzle competition. It was a brand new page someone created where she just documents herself going to puzzle competitions. I love puzzles. Why have I not entered myself into a puzzle putting together competition, right? So there's so many fun ways that we can explore the world, challenge ourselves that don't have to be so stressful or overwhelming, you know? And like I said, tennis is a sport I played once or twice in high school. I had a class, I ended up dropping it, but I always wanted to come back to it. And now at 39, playing tennis now for 3 weeks in a row, I bought a racket, I bought a box of balls, I have a bag, like it's legit. I feel and notice a significant difference, not just in my physical health, but my mental health. Because again, it allows me to have something to look forward to. It gives me a project to improve at and to get better at, something to strive for that isn't work related or that isn't the everyday, you know, clean the house, life maintenance, right? I now have this new activity that brings me joy. It gets me outside. I'm playing outside. I'm with people I have so much fun with and I love and cherish. And it could go in so many different directions, but I'm truly just remaining present with it, you know? Because the hobbies that I did have, and I still do, you know, one of them is traveling, which can be very expensive. We know this. And I realized this year, I was like, well, if I am on this mission to pay down debts, save more money, invest more money, what can I do locally to still give me that feeling that I'm traveling, that newness, that freshness? And it came down to just really appreciating my hometown, my city, San Francisco. Let me explore my neighborhood. Let me start there. You know, San Francisco gets a bad rap, but there's so much beauty that exists behind these stories and these narratives that the media and gentrifiers and transplants come in and tell. So now I've made documenting, because I love YouTube, going to different, whether it's restaurants, cafes, bars, whatever. I mean, right now I'm 40 days sober, but I'm still exploring different locations and places that I would, in a way that I would do in other cities when I'm on vacation, just here at home. And that's fun for me. I also think making money can be sport. It could be a hobby. I'm also naturally very competitive. So I like to do activities that are competitive. You know, my best friend and I were also considering taking dance classes. I love to dance, so why not go take a dance class, you know? And it doesn't have to be this organized thing. It could just be something so small as learning how to sew or knit, learning how to cook. That's definitely been on my list for a long time, so I've been experimenting little by little. Let me start with the basics. Having hobbies as adults really just is beneficial for your mental health, your confidence, your priorities, time management. Because now I'm looking at it like, well, I'm not introducing, or when I'm having trouble figuring out, all right, what do I want to do next? What do I need to do? Rather than doing something, so being so frivolous with my time and money, now I can be more focused and intentional with what I'm doing with my time and my energy. Because truly, before I was doing any of this, I would just be sitting at home or only partying. It'd be like 0 or 100. There was no in between. There was no in between activity. And I was definitely the most out of shape I'd ever been. Definitely the most depressed. Grieving is something that I still struggle with, but even just a year or two ago, it was even worse. So I had to find ways to get myself outside, get some natural sunlight on me so I can really just start healing any wounds that I had that were open, or healing any wounds of my life that were lethargic or lazy or unproductive. And for me, having these walks, going for these walks, playing outside, socializing with friends that wasn't just at the club or at a bar is amazing. And the older I get, the more I realize how important it is to have hobbies. Because without them, I personally would be bored, I'd be miserable, I'd be unhappy, and I'd always be sitting there wondering like, oh, I should go play tennis, or oh, I should go play basketball, I should go buy a basketball, or I wonder, I would just always be in a state of wonder. And that's not a fun place to be at. Honestly, I sat in that place for a long time, for many years. I always waited for people to initiate things with me versus me being the one to initiate, or at least follow up with things. Because it's not a lack of social life. It's not a lack of friendships. It's not a lack of even confidence. It was just me getting in my own way of having fun and allowing just 20 minutes of that thing to bring me joy in a busy world and a busy life. And when you're self-employed and a multi-hyphenate creative person, even that can get overwhelming. Yeah, the freedom of working from anywhere in the world, that can be isolating, that could be lonely. And in times when the money's not rolling in like it used to, especially when you're coming from a 9-to-5 where you had a steady paycheck, then now you're responsible for every dollar that comes into your bank account. That alone, I had to get creative and make it fun and make it sport, make it competitive, and find ways to find harmony between the work and the pleasure. And stepping out of my office, stepping out of the house, because I was just home probably 90 to 95% of the time. And now in this last year, having introduced more hobbies, more interests that, actually taking interest in the interests that I like for me, no one else, has significantly, again, improved just my quality of life. And I think it's so important that we all give ourselves a chance to experience that. And slowing down life. Even though when you're immersed in these activities and you're having a blast, it goes by so quickly. We just started playing tennis maybe 3 weeks ago, and we'll be out there for like an hour and a half. I think this last time was like almost 2 hours. And it just goes by so quick. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Tennis is a sport I never thought I would become obsessed with. I enjoy watching it. You know, Serena Williams is one of my favorite athletes of all time, not just tennis. And I've grown up practically with her. We're just around the same age, her, Venus and Serena. You know, they're the ones that introduced me to tennis. So now as a grown adult, I thought, dang, like, is it possible for me to start a whole new sport at 39? And I'm so glad I did, because I got those I wonders out the way. And now I'm doing it. So if you have a hobby that you are interested in doing, or if you want to join me on my hobby adventures, let's do something. You know, do something, but make sure it's for you and no one else. Honestly, I mean that, because even though you're in a room of people doing things you love, it has to be rooted in you, in your pleasure, in your desired outcomes, in your goals, your dreams, your intentions, because without that, it's just going to feel like work. And I don't want that for any of us. We have enough work on our plates. We have enough stress on our plates, enough overwhelm. And eventually, you know, you can also incorporate your family into this, your friends into it, if they aren't already. You know, but we're all going to have different interests, so don't put pressure on them to enjoy it the way you do. You can introduce it to them, but allow them to have their experience versus you controlling it. You know, just let them fail, let them find their fun, let them get frustrated, because if I expect someone that's never played basketball to come play basketball with me, and I challenge them to a one-on-one and they put little to no effort, I can't be mad at them. I need to just revel in the greatness and the gratitude of them even showing up. That's it. And I think that's truly the key to all of this, is just learning how to show up for yourself, learning how to show up and be present and learn yourself through these activities, and allowing yourself to have that time and space and presence and those moments to be present. Because I feel like I wasn't allowing myself to do that, especially just being at home, staring at a laptop all day. So consider, what are some hobbies you want to get into this year? It's never too late. It's not too late to start a new hobby. I mean, a year from now, maybe even 3 months from now, I might be in a puzzle competition, tournament. We'll see. You never know. But again, the hobbies don't have to take you to, you know, up levels. They could just be, you know, the race you want to run. It could be running. Who knows? But find something that you're interested in and just start it. Don't allow money to get in the way, because there are very inexpensive, even free ways of learning this, whether it's on YouTube, you know, using the resources you have around you to hone in on these on your talents and your skills and your hobbies and your interests. I've had this basketball sitting in my room. I bought it, but I wasn't using it. And I finally got out of the house. And that opened up all of these doors for me that I was keeping shut. No one was locking me in. I kept them shut. So go out there, have fun, make a list of hobbies you want to achieve. You don't have to do them all at once. You just got to get out there and start with one and do it until you're sick of it. And you may realize, like, you actually love this thing and want to keep doing it for a very long time. But adults should have hobbies. If you want to partake in any of my hobbies, eating is one of my hobbies. So if you want to go out and eat at a new restaurant, deli, cafe, bakery, whatever the case, let's do it. If you want to travel together, I'm putting it all out there. You know, I have a good, solid group of people that I love and I enjoy doing these things. Well, why not continue to expand and build my community of people with like-minded interests as well? So let's get to the Hobby Lobby. Let's get outside and play. Let's join a class. Let's move our bodies. Let's get our brains activated. Let's build confidence, build self-esteem, work on our time management, our financial focus and independence and freedom, whatever that is for you, and just enjoy life and have fun, period.